wearing last week?
No,
No,
this
it's
is
not. Don't worry about it.
I know, he was wearing a brown sweater.
This is not the part that's supposed to match, Slick. Give it a moment's thought. What are we doing now? The promos. Do you know what they have to match? Nothing. No promo ever has to match anything.
I thought we were about to do...
Welcome to the exciting world of television. A wholly new field for you to begin to learn in.
Well spoken, Roger.
Well, that's something that you rarely hear. A compliment really paid to you. Gene Hackman and Kevin Costner in the Pentagon thriller No Way Out.
That's this week on Siskel and Ebert. Now, I saw... Yes, I want to do it again. I saw one of these promos on Channel 2 last night or 2 nights ago. I believe it was shot in long distance or a pull-out. In other words, it's in a small box in the middle of a film strip. I could barely see Roger and me, and if I were designing the promo, I would have a much tighter shot of Roger and me. Not for vanity reasons, but so that you could make out who we are. Yes.
It starts full. It starts full and full slides back in. Let's do this again.
So,
you can barely see it.
Violating our rule that you never go into the screen for the punchline.
You barely can see us. And I think they're ineffective.
Gene Hackman and Kevin Costner in the Pentagon thriller No Way Out.
That's this week on Siskel and Ebert.
You sounded very jaded.
2 thrillers this week on Siskel and Ebert. First, we'll review Michael Caine and Pierce Brosnan in The Fourth Protocol.
And then Gene Hackman and Kevin Costner star in No Way Out. And we have a third thriller, too, if you're interested. What do you mean, 2 thrillers? They left out The Big Easy.
They only review 2 movies in every promo. So they picked those 2.
Why? Why those?
I don't know why. I didn't pick them. Ask the person that picked them.
Okay. The Big Easy.
I think they probably went for star names. Just saying the name The Big Easy without any people involved means nothing. It means nothing.
Randy Quaid, is he a star?
Dennis Quaid. Close.
Dennis Quaid.
No.
Okay, read it this way then. Read it this way. How about, no, let's, why does this always have to be lockstep? How about something like this? It's Thriller Week on Siskel and Ebert, and we've got 3 big ones. And then 3 one-liners. Dennis Quaid in The Big Easy, Michael Caine in The Fourth Protocol, so-and-so in No Way Out. That's a better promo. Okay. Ready?
I guess you're going to do it.
We have to rewrite it, don't we? Because you can't.
Oh, no, let's...
You can't ad-lib, Gene.
Can we do for the last week, and next week we'll do it, next year we'll do it next year?
No, every week counts.
You read it then. You ad-lib it. I'll do nothing. Let him do whatever he wants. This is going to be today's
That's why I think we ought to write it into the...
No, let him do it.
Why don't we just have Gene say it's Thriller Week on Siskel and Ebert. Roger does the...
I think I'd like to have it written on the monitor, if that's okay.
For yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
So you start at the top, okay?
Pause, Don.
Start at the top, or make a new one, okay. That's not it. It's further down.
Pass that out. Small new copy.
There.
Right there. There you go.
It's Thriller Week on Siskel and Ebert in the movies, and we've got 3 new ones.
Got to have energy up and the movies out.
Why don't you read both parts?
I'd like to. Get your energy up, please. Please get your energy up.
I can't read the top line. There we go. Okay. It's Thriller Week on Siskel and Ebert in the movies, and we've got 3 new ones.
Dennis Quaid in The Big Easy, Michael Caine in The Fourth Protocol, and Kevin Costner and Gene Hackman in No Way Out.
That's this week on Siskel and Ebert and the movies. I think you're going to have to redo it because you're going to get flash frames with the speed with which he read across those stars and titles. You won't have a second and a half of video.
Okay, fine.
Do it again, please.
Sound a little excited, Gene.
Sound less excited, Roger. That's why we're redoing it, because of what you did. It's Thriller Week on Siskel and Ebert at the movies, and we've got three new ones.
And the movies, not at the movies. And that's why we were doing it this time.
It's Thriller Week on Siskel and Ebert in the movies, and we've got three new ones.
Dennis Quaid in The Big Easy, Michael Caine in The Fourth Protocol, and Kevin Costner and Gene Hackman in No Way Out.
That's this week on Siskel and Ebert and the movies. And the asshole.
Great. That was great.
And that's Roger.
Pleasant. Remember what Jamie told us.
Yeah,
helpful
I'll do what Jamie told us because Jamie and I agreed together. Doer. That's what I like. A guy that went to an Ivy League school who doesn't know how the English language.
She just said Dyer.
He said Doer, of course.
Doer Straits. That's what that favorite band.
That's that's what that whole goddamn culture drinks to death.
Okay,
All
ready,
those wasps.
Okay, ready?
You know, they don't get enough shit, basically, wasps. They don't.
They don't. They're called yuppies now.
They run the goddamn country, and all of our... I'm speaking to everyone who's eavesdropping right now.
They don't run the whole goddamn country, Gene. What about the international bankers?
Oh, yeah.
Not to mention the Vatican.
No. I'm talking about they run...
And the commies.
No. They run the country. The wasps run the country, and all of us should band together and overthrow them, and there could be...
You probably think our president
all
is a
have
wasp.
fun.
You think our president is a wasp, don't you?
No, he's not a wasp.
He isn't because he's Irish, so he's Celtic. You know that...
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about. They're all Protestants. They've all been Protestants. You know that.
We have to do this. Okay, here we go.
Come on, band together, people. Let's overthrow the country.
Protestants, people who sort of want a religion.
Here we go.
Let's stick together. The Catholics and the fucking Jews. We go back a few years together.
Come on.
Hey,
we're
listen.
real. We're real. We get down and get dirty.
Listen, we were burning each other when Martin Luther was only a gleam in his mother's eye.
I'll take a Baptist. I go back 6,000 years. I want Baptist. I mean, somebody that has some goddamn passion, some blood coursing through their veins.
Case closed.
Anything.
Right. Goddamn Protestants. Biggest thing that happens for them on Sunday is a bake sale.
No, they got to decide what color yellow tie to fucking buy.
That's right.
Okay, gentlemen, we're rolling.
He's right.
Gee, what should it be, lime green or dark green today, honey?
Right. The only fucking religion that has the Reader's Digest is a prayer book.
They don't get enough shit, and they have all the money. They have all the money. Those guys they're all running Northern Trust. They have all the banks on the South Street. It's all horseshit.
The only time Protestants get on their knees is to adjust the fucking TV set.
They have all the goddamn insurance companies. They have all the insurance companies. They run the government. They run everything.
You're right.
Okay, tape is rolling, and here we go. Stand by. Stand by, please. Stand by. Here we go.
Steve Martin's new comedy Roxanne.
This week on Siskel and Ebert and the movies. You said it a little too fast.
No, I think we were too long.
4 seconds.
We were, yeah.
Well, then it's going to have to be Siskel and Ebert. Back it up a little bit.
Back it up, please. Stand by.
Steve Martin in Roxanne.
New comedy, I think that's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Steve Martin's new comedy. Oh, fuck.
Now get your energy up.
Here we go,
Steve Martin's new comedy, Roxanne.
I already shot my wad on the Protestants.
No, you're proud of your prose.
Yours is better.
Roger, here we go.
There we go. The science fiction thriller RoboCop.
This week on Siskel and Ebert in the movies. This week on Siskel and Ebert in the movies, the science fiction adventure RoboCop.
Do that again.
Very funny, Donna, and you're my friend. That's the last time you'll ever enter my home.
You know that Virgin speech is a second language?
Roger's first language is, yes, I'll have apple pie with my order. He asked the McDonald's girls if he can have apple pie with their order before they ask him.
And you know what Gene says when he goes into McDonald's? Can I have apple with their order?
Roger is the only guy in the history to ever answer yes to every question he's asked at McDonald's. Want some salad with your apple pie? Want some French fries with your salad? Want some hamburger with your French fries? Want some shake with your...
Want some shake? Want some shake? I knew Gene...
Anything.
I knew Gene couldn't sustain that string for long without a grammatical
I don't know
error.
how many items there are, but they've worked him through the whole fucking
that's
menu.
right. Gene
He
was in
set
there
a
the
record.
other day. Gene was in the
He set
other
a
day.
record. He ordered every fucking thing they have. He ordered a cone and a sundae.
Now, the other day, Gene was in there, and the little girl said to him, would you like some French fries with your order? Or Gene's answer was, no, maybe, other, yeah, no. Never mind. And then he walked out.
Oh, they said, you know what they said? They saw Roger walking in, and they said, one of everything to go, and one of everything to stay here.
When they saw Gene walking in with a little kid behind the counter, called for the manager and said, Mr. Jones, can you come out here? You can understand Mr. Siskel, can't you? I can't ever understand him when he's ordering. All right, what will you have, sir? Quarter, pounder quarter, quarter pounder, cheese, no cheese.
They asked Roger, do you want cheese with your cheeseburger? He said, yes.
Shake milk. Shake milk. What would you like? He goes to Burger King. What would you like on it, sir? The following.
They asked Roger what they...
I'll have the following. And another thing. Pickle.
They asked Roger what they'd like on his burger. He says, salad, cherry pie, and a Coke. On the burger.
With all due respect. I know.
Come on.
Let's do this. We have one more to do.
There we go. This week on Siskel and Ebert in the movies, a science fiction adventure, RoboCop.
And Michael Keaton's new comer.